If you don't want to miss any Bollywood gossip, press the bell icon to get instant update from us. Bollywood veteran Rishi Kapoor had many records to his name. To begin with, he is one of the very few actors who not only had a career spanning 50 years but had done films consistently in these 5 decades. His sudden demise has left the world in a state of shock and despair. However, he always wanted to be remembered for his work. So here we are honoring his passion for cinema. Here's a look at what Rishi Ji's glorious years in Indian cinema looked like. Even before the 50 years of his professional career as an actor began, he made a guest appearance in his father's film Shri 420's popular song Pyar Hua Ikrar Hua in the year 1955. However, Rishi Ji's glorious on-screen debut was with the 1970 film Mera Naam Joker, where he played the young Raj Kapoor. Chintu Ji was applauded for the maturity with which he portrayed that character at a very young age. His launch as a lead happened 3 years later with the film Bobby in 1973. But do you know, he was not the original choice for the film? In a 2012 interview, Rishi Ji had confessed that Raj Kapoor wanted to make a classic love story to earn big at box office. He had to pay for the losses incurred from the film Mera Naam Joker. Raj Kapoor wanted to cast Rajesh Khanna, but he couldn't afford him at that time, and hence the showman launched Rishi as the lead. And the rest, as we know, is history. Rishi Kapoor and Dimple Kapadia's on-screen chemistry in this classic tale of love is considered to be one of Bollywood's cults. However, the remainder of the decade was not so great for Rishi Kapoor, as one after the other his film tanked at box office. He did films like Rafu Chakkar, Laila Majnu, Hum Kisi Se Kam Nahi, Zehreela Insaan, Dusra Aadmi, etc., which didn't perform well at box office. However, in the same decade, there were some multi-starrer films like Kabhi Kabhi and Amar Akbar Anthony, which were commercial hits. However, the 80s was the decade when Rishi delivered some of the most memorable films of his career. Even though the 1980 release Curse was a box office dud, the film later gained a cult status in Indian cinematic history. Later, his films like Prem Rog, Coolie, Sagar and Chandni, amongst others, made him country's one of the most beloved superstars. His 1991 release Hina was launched by his father Raj Kapoor, but after he passed away, the direction was later helmed by Randhir Kapoor. That year, this film was India's official entry in the Academy Award for the Best Foreign Language Film category. His films like Damini and Prem Granth too garnered positive reviews for his work. Early 2000s were a new era in Rishi Kapoor's career. This was the first time he had stepped into character roles and was highly appreciated for his performances in this new avatar as well. His role as a cool, lovable father in films like Hum Tum, Fana and Namaste London made the millennials fall in love with him. His adorable supporting role in films like Lag By Chance, Love Aajkal and Delhi 6 proved his versatility yet again. The last decade of his career, however, was when he impressed his fan base the most with the range of his on-screen characters. While he played an honest professor cum family man in Do Duni Char, he was also a strict patriarch in Patiala House. From playing a venomous villain in Agnipath to a gay headmaster in Student of the Year to a classy lover in Jab Tak Hai Jaan, there was nothing that Rishi Kapoor couldn't do. His modern character in films like Chashme Badur, Besharam and Shuddh Desi Romance too attracted positive critical reviews. However, what stunned people the most was how he could play similar characters of different layers with such ease. While he played a naughty grandfather in Kapoor and Sons, he played a grumpy oldie in 102 Not Out. As he played a sleazy film producer in Manto, he also played a law-abiding proud Muslim in Mulk. He was a surprise package in each film. He even dabbled with online medium as he did the film Rajma Chawal for Netflix. Jhoota Kahin Ka and The Body were his last 2 films that were released in 2019. He had already signed 2 films for 2020. One being Sharma Ji Namkeen with Juhi Chawla and the other being the remake of Hollywood film The Intern with Deepika Padukone. But unfortunately, we will never get to see him on big screen again. From an adolescent teenager to a lovable grandfather, Rishi Ji was probably the only actor who not only survived the 5 decades of his career, but was also relevant in each era. The variety of his roles, especially in the last 2 decades, were far more impressive. You left us too soon, and there is nothing that can possibly fill this void. However, the cinema lovers will cherish your rich cinematic heritage for eternity.